Fox Sports.
We are Black Horse. We are South.
It is a perfect night for baseball in San Diego, California, where the Braves are hoping this portion of our Southern California trip is a whole lot more fun than what we took in Los Angeles. All year long, Braves baseball is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. The right stuff, the low price, every day. After a 3-game sweep at the hands of the Dodgers, the Braves head south. They battle the Padres tonight in Game 1 of a 3-game series here at Petco Park. Hi again, friends. Chip and Joe back with you in San Diego. Let's see if the Braves can get back in the win column. They start play tonight, a game and a half behind the Nationals in the East. And once again, Joe, they turn to Mike Minor to get this Atlanta ball club back on track.
Well, he's coming off a win, and he's coming off a win against the San Diego Padres at Turner Field his last time out, and he pitched a good ball game. His numbers had not reflected good work in recent days. He had a rough month of July, but he got some things ironed out, I believe. He said he worked on some stuff in the bullpen in between starts that he thinks will help him tonight. We'll talk some more about that as we go along, but it had to do with stride and it had to do with his front arm. But there's the line from the start against San Diego. It was his 9th quality start of the season and his first at home win in quite a while. So hopefully he can keep that going tonight.
So these adjustments, if you're pardon the pun, are they major ones or are they minor ones?
They're difficult to do in the middle of a season, but they're things he's going to continue to work on. More importantly, he was throwing across his body. He's going to try to open up his stride a little bit tonight and also try to keep that glove arm down a little bit as far as his target arm.
So we'll see how that goes for Mike Minor. The next question is Atlanta's offense. The Dodgers really shut him down in the final 2 games of the series, but a new face in there, Emilio Bonifacio.
It'll be fun to see what he does. It'll be his first start in right field tonight, so he's a good defender no matter where he is, but his first action in right field this year. So it's always fun to see a new face in a new uniform and see how he prevails or how he does, and hopefully it'll be good tonight.
He's a spark plug. Let's see if he can get the Atlanta offense going. Bonifacio and Russell, the 2 newest Braves, they're in uniform. They're ready to go, and so are we. It's the Braves and the Padres. Game 1 from San Diego coming up in a moment.
Presented by AT&T UVERTH, Delta Airlines, and Ford.
Another perfect day in sunny San Diego as we get set for the first of three between the Braves and the Padres. As you know, the Braves made trades yesterday, picking up Emilio Bonifacio and James Russell. And to make room for those two players today, a couple of moves made. Jordan Schaefer was designated for assignment. The Braves have 10 days to try to move Schaefer either via trade or via outright release. And so Russell and Bonifacio show up ready to go. And thanks to Jason Hayward still battling a stiff back, Bonifacio will be in the lineup tonight, getting the start in right field. The biggest change for these guys isn't just uniform, it's not just scenery or the Scenics. It's going from a last-place Cubs team to a first-place Braves team. And while they've both been in different spots and worn different uniforms, they're both equally excited about joining a playoff contender.
That's pretty nice. You know, you play for something and you know, help be available to play, to be here and try to help the team. So be in the playoffs, so it was great.
It's awesome. It is nothing I've ever experienced. It's kind of cool. I'm looking forward to kind of finding some things out about myself and enjoying winning here.
So in addition to Jordan Schaefer being designated for assignment, Chasen Shreve was also sent down to AAA Gwinnett. Two guys out, two new guys in. We'll see how Bonifacio looks in the field and at the plate tonight, and maybe get an early look at Russell out of the Braves bullpen. Should be a fun one as Mike Minor looks to regain his form tonight against the Pods. It's the first of three. Chip and Joe have a check of the lineups right after this.
It's a perfect night for baseball. The Braves and the San Diego Padres. Partner, it's hard to believe it is August the 1st already.
Yeah, July flew by pretty quickly after the All-Star break. It seemed like those last couple of weeks in July were in a blur kind of for Atlanta. And the Braves have lost 7 of their last 11 games. So going into August, they're not exactly on a roll. So let's hope that they can get it cranked up and have a good month.
And as we get ready for first pitch tonight, the Braves find themselves only a game behind Washington. The Nationals were beaten again by the Phillies tonight. That was a 2-1 final score as Doug Fister lost in the starting assignment for the Nationals. So with a win tonight for Atlanta, they could find themselves only a half game out of first and get a leg up on the weekend series here in San Diego. Here is Freddie Gonzalez's Toyota starting lineup. Interesting, Emilio Bonifacio has long been a major league leadoff hitter.
But B.J. Upton's playing so well in that spot. He's hitting first. Bonifacio, one of the two newest Braves, bats eighth ahead of Mike Minor tonight.
And you see real good numbers for Bonifacio against left-handed pitching. Better from the right side than from the left. For Eric Stoltz, he makes his 22nd start of the year. His last 10 starts against the National League East, not so pretty. 1-5 with a 6.40 ERA. That includes his last start, which came against Atlanta. 6 innings, 6 hits, 6 runs, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. And all 6 runs came in 1 inning. Otherwise, he pitched a pretty good ball game, except for that one rough inning, the 3rd inning. His 4 keys to pitching success tonight. Well, you would say pretty obvious. Avoid a big inning. That's what killed him last time. And in this ballpark, he's pitched well at home. He's 3-4. All 3 of his wins have been at home. He's got room to make mistakes. The ball does not carry real well here. It's a spacious ballpark, not necessarily in terms of dimension, but just in the fact that it just doesn't jump in this ballpark ordinarily, so he can get away with a few mistakes.
Does it surprise you, Joe, as you look at the Padres' record? They're 48-60. They're a game over 500 at home.
No, that doesn't surprise me. I think their ball club, they try to put guys on the field that fit this ballpark. They don't have a lot of power. Well, the ball doesn't carry well here. So they try to put some guys on the field that can run, hit gaps, play defense, and they can pitch, as we saw in Atlanta.
So Stoltz's first pitch of the night is grounded out to second. That's Judd Jerko. He'll make the flip to first. And we are underway. 1 pitch and 1 man out. Padres coming off a series win over the St. Louis Cardinals. They took 2 out of 3 from the Redbirds. And the Braves try to win their first game on this long Western road trip tonight.
Eric Stoltz does not throw hard. He's 84-91 with his fastball. A lot of changeups. He's got an excellent changeup, a slider, and a curve mixed in too.
Tommy LaStella, the Braves second baseman, digs in. He had a hit against Clayton Kershaw last night. In fact, the Braves piled on 9 hits against Kershaw. That's the most he's allowed all year. And almost completed a 9th inning comeback last night before falling 2-1 in Los Angeles.
Tommy LaStella had one of those hits off of him. Came in the 9th inning. Pulled the rocket off the glove of Adrian Gonzalez.
LaStella took a strike. The home plate umpire tonight is Chris Siegel. I don't know that we've seen Chris work the dish here in 2014. So we'll check out his strike zone as the night gets underway.
I was watching Bud Black go to home plate. He introduced himself to Chris.
Ground ball to first. Nice pick there. And that will take care of Tommy LaStella for the second out. That's Tommy Medica. He had a big series against the Braves in Atlanta. 2 out.
And remember, they had some defensive problems at first base at Turner Field, too. So Medica's hoping to shore that up.
Big cheer for Freddie Freeman. He always draws a crowd in Southern California. And as always, when the Braves come to San Diego, there are still a ton of Atlanta fans in this part of the country. So we'll be hearing the tomahawk chop all night long, we hope, and all weekend long, too. Freddie was 3 for 12 in the series in L.A. One of those hits was a 2-run homer. But hits have been tough to come by for Freddie since the day before the All-Star break. He's 10 for his last 58 at the plate. And he couldn't stop his swing there. He's rung up. The count even now at 2-2.
Freddie 1 for 9 against Stoltz in his career.
And he is not messing around, is he?
No.
Up the middle, Cabrera to his left. Our first look at EVERTH. And he handles cleanly. And the Braves are retired in order. 1, 2, and 3. Mike Minor goes to work. No score in San Diego. Diego, we were speaking of just a few moments ago. Atlanta retired in order. Eric Stoltz in the first. Mike Minor will face Bud Black's starting 9. It's presented as well by Toyota. Yangervis Solarte has been a very impressive acquisition by the Padres, and he's been very versatile. He's starting in left field tonight for the Padres. Jed Jerko's back from injury. He's swinging a hot bat of late. Chris Nelson's at third. Jeff Francoeur gets the start in right field, and their newest acquisition is Abraham Almonte. He came over from Seattle yesterday.
Mike Minor makes his 17th start of the year. The comparison between last year and this year is up tonight because of this reason. Mike went back and looked at a lot of video from last year to see when he was trying to make these adjustments in the bullpen, what can I find that I was doing then that I'm not doing now? Hopefully that'll translate into some better numbers going forward. His 4 keys to pitching success tonight. Number 1, tough to fix in the middle of the season when you're working on some mechanical things, but he's given it a go. And go West, young man. Absolutely. He's 10-5 with a .335 against the Western Division in his career.
Everett Cabrera's the San Diego shortstop and leadoff man tonight. Our first look at him this season. Last year he was having a marvelous year. Played 95 games, hit .283, and was an all-star. But then served a 50-game suspension for PED use. This year, Cabrera's numbers are way down. He's hitting .216. Minor's first 2 pitches were strikes. And that one missed down and in.
We'll keep an eye on him. One of the things Mike talked about was his stride to the plate, that he was throwing across his body a little bit. He was having to come around his front foot. And the other thing was that his elbow on his right arm was getting too high, meaning his glove hand was getting a little too high and causing him to pull to the left.
Simmons gives ground and can't get it. Cabrera leads off with a single.
That's a 0 for 6 for Cabrera. Belt high pitch that he was able to hit back through the middle.
Well, considering where San Diego was, to have a 12-13 July is pretty impressive. They scored almost 4 runs a game as an offense last month. And Yangervis Solarte has chipped in as well in limited duty. 8 runs scored in 9 games to go along with the numbers you just saw. And downstairs, 1 ball, no strikes.
They also hit 22 home runs. That's a ton for this team.
They hit 77 for the year. One ball, no strikes. Cabrera can really run. He's got a big lead and doesn't go as Solarte missed it. Cabrera 2 years ago became the first Padre ever to lead the National League in stolen bases. He had 44 that year. This season, he's 13 for 20.
That last pitch from Mike, a good sign, good changeup.
Showed bunt and nearly got hit.
No, it was some quick maneuvering to get out of the way of that one. That was biting in on him all the way.
Fly ball well hit center, but that's playable for B.J. Upton. Solarte flies out, and there's out number 1. Here's Jerko. Jerko swings the first pitch, drives one toward right center field. Drifting over is Bonifacio, and he makes the play, and CABRERA goes halfway and scrambles back to first. Two quick outs after the leadoff single by CABRERA. Now Tommy Medica will hit. New team.
Playing right field for the first time tonight. This year, Bonifacio is going to be getting directions from the dugout. Doug DeCenzo lining him up. And he'll have to check with Doug in the dugout before every hitter to see how they want him to play and where.
Medica with 4 homers. He's knocked in 17 men. And takes a called strike. Medica was 5 for 15 against the Braves in Atlanta. Knocked in a couple of runs. Atlanta held him down in the final game. That was the Irvin Santana masterpiece. Medica struck out 3 times that day. Remember, that was the game Jason Lane started for the Padres in Atlanta. Couldn't break through against him until the 7th inning when Gaddis hit a leadoff homer. One ball, one strike. CABRERA dives back to first. After that start, Lane was designated for assignment by the Padres. He's cleared waivers and is pitching now at AAA for El Paso. Swing, drive, deep left. Upton's not going to get that. It's 2-0 San Diego. They are hacking early in the count, and Medica's 5th homer makes it 2-0.
See the location, yeah, very similar to the ball that CABRERA hit up the middle. Belt high, quick swing by Medica too. As I said, this is not, I mean, by dimension, you look at 357 to straightaway left field. Now that's not short. It's 336 down the line, but it's not like it's 400 feet to the gaps, and it's 396 to straightaway center. I think they brought that in a little bit over the years. So the fact that everybody talks about this being a good pitcher's park, it is, because of the heavy air. That doesn't mean you can't hit them out of here because of spacious dimensions.
That's the 17th home run Mike Minor has allowed this year, and the 15th to a right-hand hitter.
17 starts, 10 runs allowed, and a high average, and his team is behind from the get-go.
RENE Rivera's the Padre catcher. He homered against Minor back in Atlanta. There's the change. He didn't get it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Looped out towards second, and Tommy LaStella is going to catch up to that, and that'll retire the side. Leadoff single by CABRERA, a 2-run homer by Tommy Medica, and the Padres lead by 2. Their last 13 games here at Petco. Let's see if Justin Upton can get a rally started for the Braves in the second. He's coming off a tremendous month of July and really doing good work of late on the road, Joe.
Yeah, we talked about him during Braves Live about what he has done over the last 24 games on the road with 19 RBIs. And, of course, that tremendously clutch home run he hit in the ninth inning of Game 2 of that series in Los Angeles. But Braves lost in 10 innings there. He's just doing good work again on the road.
And he's enjoyed hitting in this park in San Diego. 10 homers in 48 lifetime games and a .298 batting average here. So let's see if Stoltz with the lead continues to work at warp speed. He got the Braves in order in the top of the first. Foul out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Well, already 2 runs to work with. He receives the lowest run support of any starter in Major League Baseball. On average, 2.6 runs. He just needs 0.6 to tie his average.
Fly ball to right. That'll chase Jeff Francoeur back. Still going onto the warning track and at the scoreboard. Jeff has room to make the play, and that retires Upton. 1 out in the second. Here's Chris Johnson. Chris loves facing lefties. Let's hope that's the case tonight. Chris, the subject of our Georgia lottery, hitting the jackpot.
How about this? 12 for his last 25 against lefties. Great average and on-base percentage. So it was a little puzzling that he wasn't playing last night against Kershaw.
Well, if you're going to miss a lefty, that's the one to miss.
Yeah, that's... just go hide somewhere.
I mean,
not available.
Yeah. 1-2 pitch is bounced toward third. And a long toss across retires Chris by a couple of steps. That's Chris Nelson. And 2 men are out. Kershaw, by the way, with that win last night, has won 10 consecutive decisions.
Braves made him sweat. Had a chance to tie it up or take the lead in the bottom of the ninth. And they really had him in the stretch a lot last night with their 9 hits, which tied the season high that he had allowed. But the Braves would then seem to every time follow up with a double play ball.
Gerald Laird gets a start tonight. Braves catcher hitting .241 with 9 RBIs. He's hit safely in 7 of his last 8 games. There's a fly ball down the left field line. That ball is going to be caught on the track by Solarte. And Stoltz has faced 6 Braves, and he's retired them all. 3 up, 3 down in the second. 2-0 Padres leading.
Tom Hart at the ballpark. Guys, in the first inning, Joe Simpson was talking about mechanical struggles and adjustments for Mike Minor. His struggles might also be tied to pitch selection. He's throwing the cutter more now than he ever has in his career. And some in the Braves organization think that cutter affects the efficiency of his other pitches, specifically his changeup. As for pitching coach Roger McDowell, though, he's more concerned about the timing and the timing of making those adjustments go through. You see, he said when we work on things in the bullpen, it doesn't necessarily show up in the next start. It might take a couple of turns for those changes to be effective. And the last thing Roger wants is for Mike to take the mound tonight thinking about mechanics. He just wants him to throw.
Tom, that's exactly what Mike said to me before the ballgame, too, is that I can't go out there and worry about where my foot's coming down right now. I've got to worry about making good pitches and getting outs.
And he gives up a rocket to Chris Nelson. That's headed for the gap in left center. Upton cuts it off, and he's going to hold Nelson to a long single. Boy, Justin covered a lot of ground out there. That was great work to keep that just a single to start the second inning.
Justin's throwing has been very good, too. He's been very accurate on plays like this. Location, up. Everything's up. Everything is between the knees and the belt, and they are raking it. Nice play again by Upton to get the ball in quickly.
Jeff Francoeur loops one over third. That's his second hit as a Padre. And San Diego's rolling again. 2 on with nobody out. Jeff needed that. He was 1 for 14 since coming back to the big leagues here in San Diego.
And 0 for his last 12.
Tom?
Talking with Roger McDowell before the game, guys, and after Mike's previous start, 2 starts ago, there was some thought that maybe he was injured, but the velocity was up on his fastball, not affected. But what is of importance, or at least they're taking note, is that the velocity in all of his secondary pitches is up, specifically his changeup. They want to make sure that there's enough differentiation between the fastball and the changeup to keep it effective.
Thank you, Tom. This is Abraham Almonte, the former Mariner, now San Diego Padre. He swings the first pitch. Simmons to La Stella, and on to first in time, a double play. Nelson to third. Francoeur forced at second. Almonte doubled up, and quickly 2 are out.
I'm confident that Almonte did not have that pictured in his first at bat as a Padre.
Yeah, make 2 outs in your first at bat. That's not a good way to start.
Might have needed that.
He's the man they got for Chris Denorfia, who went to Seattle. We'll see Chris when we head north after this series. So now Stoltz will try to help himself. Runner at third, 2 out. And ball low, 1-0.
Get back to those adjustments, even with Roger's comments about not wanting Mike to think about him, just go out and pitch. That's why in his Ford Keys I said it's tough to fix. It's tough to fix in the middle of the season. It was just because you've got a certain window between starts to do your side throwing. There's just not enough time to really air it out and work on those things as if it were game type conditions.
And I would think for an offensive player, those minor mechanical adjustments that a hitter tries to make, it's probably easier to accomplish because you get 3 or 4 chances every day to work on those things in a game. Mike pitches every 5th day.
Right.
And he's run into a hot club at home, the Padres, who, as I said, have won 9 of their last 13 on their home turf. 1-2 pitch. Little roller that will trickle foul, and Stoltz is still alive. Fly ball to left. And that should be handled by Upton, and it is. San Diego threatened. They put 2 on with nobody out, but a double play and a soft fly to left keeps it 2-0 heading to just a few blocks away from our team hotel. They've got that trolley that runs through downtown. Very convenient for the fans to jump on, jump off, and come downtown and watch the Padres play in this absolutely gorgeous ballpark that's really spurred a ton of redevelopment in downtown San Diego. It's been terrific.
It's a perfect system. That train system right there, right here at the ballpark. And what this ballpark has done is spur a tremendous amount of growth out beyond center field. Unbelievable.
I saw that graphic for the Braves Alumni Weekend. We'll talk about that as the inning goes along. The Nationals will be in town. Washington lost tonight. Phillies beat them 2-1. Here it's 2-0 San Diego with the bottom part of the Braves order coming up. You're right. You look out in center field from our vantage point. You count 1, 2, 3 big construction cranes building more high-rises out beyond the center field fence.
It's like a new city has sprung up.
Cabrera at short, fields and fires high at first, but no problem for Medica, 1 out.
A lot of commercial buildings, but a tremendous number of condos and apartments as well. Restaurants and other businesses associated with urban dwelling, so it really looks sharp, and they can really thank the ballpark for that and why it's brought a lot of attention to this area.
Very fan and kid-friendly place. We'll take you on some tours as Emilio Bonifacio makes his Braves debut. Leads, I should say, he's batting second here in the 8th inning after the Simmons ground out. This guy, Joe, gives Freddie Gonzalez some much-needed flexibility with his roster, not just in where he plays, but where he hits him in the lineup.
And who he hits against. Like we said, a better right-handed hitter has more pop right-handed than left. Better numbers against left-handed pitching. And because of that, yeah, anywhere but first or catch.
And he's caught looking. Stoltz has his first strikeout, and he set down his first 8 in order. Home Friday the 8th through the 10th. The Nationals are in town. It's the Alumni Weekend at Turner Field. The Alumni Roll Call is on the field pregame Friday. Saturday it's the Legends versus Legends softball game. It'll be great to see Greg Maddux, Ryan Klesko, Nuxie, Javi Lopez, and others. BJ's going to play. I'm sure Brian's going to hit 3 or 4 homers in that game. All offensive help is welcome as Minor pops to right. Francoeur puts the squeeze on that. And Stoltz is perfect through 3 innings. He leads 2-0 at home in Game 1 of our series in San Diego. Diego tonight. Weezer night is August 12th in Atlanta. That's a Tuesday night as the multi-platinum music stars Weezer will perform in the Braves Summer Concert Series. That's presented by Coca-Cola and Delta Airlines. Stay after the game for a free concert. Limited VIP field passes are available for the show for just $20. Act fast. Go to Braves.com/concerts tonight.
Might have been Drew Carey lookalike night too. Not sure.
Padres 2, Braves nothing. Top of the order coming up in the San Diego third. Cabrera, Solarte, and Jerko. And a quick strike.
Nice work by Minor last inning to get out of the inning after leadoff singles started it.
The other way by Cabrera. Bonifacio got to the line quickly to hold him to a single. And another fast runner aboard for the Padres, who've racked up their 5th hit of the game. Cabrera's 2 for 2.
This looked like a good piece of hitting here. Take a look. The target was in, and the pitch still had the middle of the plate. It was down, but it had the middle of the plate. Everett Cabrera's been a good player. He's a very solid defensive player. How the PED use and lack of being able to have that in his system will affect him now offensively, well, I think we're beginning to find out.
Yangervis Solarte, the batter. And he was able to check his swing. He flied out his first time up. Chase Headley's gone. Houston Street is gone. Chris Denorfia is gone from San Diego. So a lot of new faces for this Padres ball club entering the month of August. And a bunt try. Minor will have one play, and he makes it to first. That'll be scored a sacrifice. It's a 1-3 sacrifice. Cabrera at second for Jerko, 1 out. And these are the kinds of little things the Padres offensively have to do, Joe, despite the home run tonight. As you mentioned, Bud Black's ball club doesn't hit many long balls.
They're deficient in a lot of areas, and here are some of them. This is in the major leagues. There are only 30 teams in the major leagues, so you can see where they rank. So they do have to play some small ball. They've got to execute, and with their lack of home run hitting ability, take advantage of these opportunities.
One of their big boppers is Carlos Quentin. He appeared to hurt himself down in Atlanta. He's had a bad knee all year, and he's currently on the DL. But they got this man back. Jerko was a 23-homer man last year, but was limited with a bad foot. Plantar fasciitis cost him a ton of games this year for San Diego. But he's hit 2 homers in his last 4 games and has 7 hits in his last 15 tries. Nice play by La Stella to handle that errant pickoff throw.
He didn't get turned all the way around for that throw. I mean, in reverse throwing across his body, throwing around that front foot, and caused him to pull it.
Down the right field line, that's real trouble. Cabrera is going to score easily. Bonifacio digs it out of the corner, and Jed Jerko has doubled home his leadoff man to make it 3-0.
This guy can hit, and he's strong. Ball jumps off his bat. He's got a real strong lower half. That pitch was up, let her high. took it the other way into the corner. He's now 7 for his last 13. Just came off the disabled list in Atlanta for the last game of that series.
Padres 3-0 over the Braves. Remember, they put a 12-1 pasting on the Cardinals in this homestand. They are swinging the bats a whole lot better now. And already off to a flying start. Here's Medica, a 2-run homer his first time up.
And Stoltz has his 2.6 runs.
He does.
A little extra.
High fly ball belted again. This one a tape measure shot by Medica.
I said about Eric Stoltz in his keys that he had room for mistakes. No room for mistakes for Mike Minor. This ball was cranked up into their second level in left field and about halfway up those bleachers.
We don't see many games live here. That's one of the farthest I've seen hit by a Padre of any size or strength. A 2-homer, 4 RBI night for Medica already, and the Padres lead 5-0.
By a Padre, yes. By an Atlanta Brave, no. Saw Andrew hit one to left center in that same section that almost hit the sign closest to the edge of the end of the bleachers. Yes.
Wow. First career multi-homer game for Medica and the third multi-homer game for a Padre this year. RENE Rivera is the hitter for San Diego. 3 balls and a strike. He's their catcher. .438 feet, the tail of the tape on that shot.
I believe it. Of course, everybody wants to know if he got it all. And if he's smart, he'll say not quite.
Popped up right side, long run, Freeman and Bonifacio, no play. And the count now full as we approach 8 o'clock in San Diego. Mike Minor's ERA over his last 9 games over 7. The opposition hitting .352 against him in those games. San Diego 5 runs and 7 hits so far tonight. This is a very big concern.
I agree, Chip. It is a concern. The win against the Padres his last time out. He pitched into the 7th inning, gave up 8 hits and 3 runs, but 2 homers in that exchange. This is month by month. That's tilting the wrong direction.
And now a walk to Rivera. 3 hits, a sacrifice, and now a walk. And Chris Nelson's the batter.
No one loosening in the Atlanta bullpen.
Roger McDowell out for a chat. Tom, do you have more specifics on what Mike's trying to work on?
Well, not necessarily mechanically or physically, but between the ears. Roger McDowell can only do so much when you work with a guy between starts. He said his goal, not just for Mike Minor, but for all of his pitchers, is for them to become their own pitching coach. So if they're making mistakes or need to make adjustments, they can make those adjustments on their own, whether that's in the middle of an inning or the middle of a game or the middle of a week. Mike Minor's not really at that point right now, and that's why the work continues on the side in bullpen sessions and most importantly perhaps in the film room as well.
Saw a pat there from Gerald Laird too. They're trying to give him a pep talk, trying to maybe find out from Mike, you know, where are you? How are you hanging out here? Are you going to be able to continue? Are you okay? And whatever kind of feedback they get back certainly will give us an indication of whether or not the bullpen's about to get up, but trying to stoke him a little bit.
That's outside to Chris Nelson. No homers, 5 RBIs with the Padres.
They're up there freewheeling right now. Everybody's spinning on that back leg and throwing the big end of the bat at everything he delivers.
From 92 to 81 on back-to-back pitches. Nelson took that one and is behind a ball and 2 strikes. Rivera blessed with catcher speed, a short lead at first. Nelson stays alive. Comes over the Padres dugout on the first base side. Good crowd here tonight, by the way. It's a perfect Friday night for baseball.
I think they were having Wine Fest out on the berm. I'm sure some of those folks made their way into the ballpark.
And that is one of the great features of this Major League ballpark. Like the minor league parks, there's a grassy berm out there. You got the bleachers. That's a general admission ticket. And then right down below by the fence, a sandbox.
Yeah, you got the beach.
For the fans who sit out on the grassy knoll out there, behind the hitter's background, there's apparently a high-definition TV screen, so they can watch the game, see all the replays and the like. Cool feature and unique to Petco. Let's see if the catcher's running with 1 out. Full count pitch. He's not. And Nelson fouled it straight back.
I'm sure Chris has got a lot of family and friends watching back in Atlanta tonight. An Atlanta native, still makes his home in the area. I know he had a lot of folks rooting for him when the Padres were just at Turner Field.
This is a long inning for Minor. He's approaching 30 pitches. And Nelson will see a 10th. In the air to right. Bonifacio says he's got it. And he does. That's out number 2. And Francoeur will hit. Jeff muscled one over Chris Johnson's head. That was erased on a double play ball in the San Diego second.
Another trip to the mound by Gerald Laird, maybe just to try to help massage him through this inning and keep his spirits up. You know, the whole time Roger was out there talking to him, Mike had his head down. I don't know that he ever made eye contact with Roger. He had his head down, and even when he was talking to Roger, had his head down.
Runner at first for Jeff. As action begins in the Braves bullpen, it's David Hale. It's fouled straight back. And a ball and a strike. In the air to right, that's slicing away from Bonifacio. Near the line, he's got it. And that'll retire the side. Big inning for the Padres. They score 3 times. Tommy Medica has hit 2 two-run homers. And here's who's on deck, presented by Delta for the Braves.
Bonifacio batting in the bottom of the lineup instead of leading off. Freddie Gonzalez says he likes B.J. Upton in the leadoff spot. He's hit safely in 25 of 31 there, and his average nearly 50 points higher. But most importantly, he's his guy.
Yeah, I want to keep my guy there. I think he's had some success there in that spot, and I mean, that's what we want to do, right? We want to put guys in positions where they've been successful.
And guys, most importantly, Freddie Gonzalez isn't planning on Emilio Bonifacio playing every single day. He'll get plenty of at-bats, and he can play a lot of different positions defensively, but he wants a guy in the leadoff spot that's going to be in the lineup on a daily basis.
And that's that flexibility time we were speaking of with Bonifacio. And when Freddie says BJ is his guy, he means that since he's moved to the #1 spot, Upton's done good work. Batting .250 is the Braves' leadoff hitter, and in 31 games has scored 24 runs.
And the team has a winning record with him there too, 18-13.
So if that part of your lineup's not broken, don't fix it. Here's the message there. That's not to say that if Upton needs a day off, Bonifacio could slot in hitting first. He can play all the outfield spots. As Joe mentioned, he can play everywhere for you on the infield except catcher and first base.
They better slow Stoltz down or he's going to mow right through him. He's trying to work quickly.
Driven to right. Francoeur got a late break, but recovers and drops the ball. And on the warning track, Francoeur hustles it back to the infield, and Upton standing at second base. Jeff got all twisted around on that play.
This ball was hit well, and Jeff got a late start on it. A play you're used to seeing him make, but right off the end of his glove.
That's a two-base error on the Padres right fielder. And Upton's at second for Tommy La Stella. Tommy bounced out to Medica, the San Diego first baseman. Takes a strike.
And Stoltz, again, he's working at warp speed.
For a man that gets no run support, if I had 5 runs in my back pocket, I'd work fast too. To the left side, that won't advance Upton. Nelson with the peg to first. 1 out. Tommy had a big hole on the left side, but he hit it right at the Padres' third baseman. And BJ is still at second with 1 out now for Freddie Freeman. Ground ball to second. That will take care of Freeman. The La Stella ground out, which kept Upton at second. Could have led to a run if he had been able to do what Freddie Freeman just did. No such luck. Runner at third now, 2 outs.
Stoltz has the luxury, too, of using his secondary pitches early in the count, throwing for first pitch strikes. Just get them over and go from there. Somebody jumps on one, he's got a 5-run lead to work with. He's really got room for mistakes now.
Justin flying out to lead off the Atlanta second. Stoltz was perfect through 3. He has yet to allow a hit. Doesn't look like they're going to give Justin much to hit. Three balls, no strikes. And Upton walks on 4 straight. Stoltz doesn't walk many, but it looked like he was pitching around Upton. He'll take his chances with Chris Johnson.
Okay, I get that. That maybe Justin Upton's numbers in recent days kind of scared him off there. But we've shown you already that Chris Johnson wears out left-handed hitting. And pitching around Justin to put another guy on base and with the potential of a 3-run shot here changing the game, that's a little risky.
Yeah, Chris has hit 5 of his home runs here in the last 2 weeks or so. We'll see how it works out. And there's that secondary stuff early in the count. Strike 1. That's headed for the stands, foul down the right field line. And now a 1-2 count for the Braves third baseman.
Change up in, change up away, and then his fastball at the upper range for Eric Stultz at 89. It looks harder, and it's just an effort to really throw off your timing after seeing the first two change-ups.
Right side and through. Jerko couldn't get it. And Justin Upton on his way to third. He'll slide in safely. And they pitch around Justin Upton. Chris Johnson makes the Padres pay with a 2-out hit. And Atlanta cashes in the Francoeur error. It's now a 5-1 score.
First hit of the night for Atlanta, too. Chris just trying to guard the plate, behind in the count. Finds the hole and picks up another RBI, his 47th.
So there's the start for the Braves bats. Here's Laird. Gerald flied out to left. And a little low. That's hammered foul. And the count even, a ball and a strike.
Gerald had a pinch hitting appearance last night that ended a good hitting streak he had going.
Popped up, shallow right. Here comes Francoeur. He'll get there, and that will retire the side. Atlanta gets a run on its first hit and a Padre error. It's 5-1 San Diego. Lead 5-1. Every time we come to San Diego, we can't help but think about Mr. Padre, Tony Gwynn, and he is our Coors timeless moment.
Inducted into the Hall of Fame about right at 7 years ago, and this was a tribute to him following his passing, fans turning out at his statue. And he was everything to this organization. A nice man, to be sure. Class act.
Abraham Almonte is the hitter. He came over with Stephen Colsheen for Chris Denorfia yesterday. And Almonte had some major league time this year with the big league club in Seattle. He hit 198. He hit into a double play in his Padres debut in the second.
He made their club out of spring training, though, as their opening day center fielder, so there was something they liked about him.
That's a little low. 2 balls and a strike. No swing. Almonte, Stoltz, and Cabrera coming up for the Padres. And ball 4. Second walk for Minor. And that puts the leadoff man on for San Diego in each of the first 4 innings. That's a tough way to win. And now Stoltz can try to bunt.
See if the Braves try to take it away from him. Chris Johnson already creeping in.
Quickly, David Hale's back up. There's the bunt. Chris is going to fire to second. Close play out there and safe at first. Both managers could frankly come out and argue the results of both of those plays at second and first. It'll be Freddie Gonzalez out to Jim Reynolds to dispute the safe call at first base.
Quick release by Chris Johnson and a good accurate throw allowed Andrelton to make like a first baseman. But I think fairly obvious that the throw to first was late. Yep.
Good to see Andrelton able to turn that ball loose as well. Remember, he injured his shoulder on that off-balance throw in Los Angeles the other night. So on the bunt try, Stoltz takes the place of Almonte at first. And he stands there for EVERTH Cabrera, who's 2 for 2 with 2 runs. Cabrera's 27. Will be 28 in November. He's out of Nicaragua. Originally was a Rockies prospect. The Padres took him in the Rule 5 draft. And he turned into an all-star last year. A little contact between Laird and Cabrera as Gerald went after that loose ball. And his mask went flying, and Cabrera gave Gerald a little look.
Well, Gerald's going after the baseball, and he's trying to go through Cabrera to get it, and the bat, I think, hit Gerald. No, he got it off. He took it off, but Gerald's trying to dodge and not get hit in the face with that bat that was lying across Cabrera's shoulder.
Up high. 2 balls and a strike. This start for Stoltz going much more to the liking of Bud Black against Atlanta tonight. 3 balls and a strike.
Mike never threw the ball 95 miles an hour, but he was pretty consistent at 92, 93 with an occasional 94 dropped in there. And we just don't see 94 much at all anymore.
And the story in this game, he's gotten 2 strikes quite a bit, Joe, but he hasn't been able to finish these Padres off easily. He's getting outs, but not via the strikeout and after long sequences.
And I don't know, but I would guess that they just feel like they can handle his fastball. So if they're not concerned about really having to start early for his fastball, then they can make adjustments to everything else.
Fly ball headed toward right center field. BJ will take over, and he gets there for the out. Back to first is Stoltz. 2 are out for Solarte. Braves finally retire Cabrera. And now the Padres left fielder digs in. He's 0 for 1 with a sacrifice. Last time we saw San Diego, they made history. On July 26th. They were the first team in big league history to start 3 players whose first names began with the letter Y.
That's noteworthy.
Yonder Alonso, Yasmani Grandal, and Yangervis Solarte. They've got a stat for everything now, don't they? 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yes. You do.
That's yanked into left. First and second for the Padres. Their 8th hit.
He's not as big. He's not as strong as Yasiel. What's his? Oh, yeah, that's a Y too. Puig. He's not as big as he is, but the ball does have that crisp sound when he makes contact, and it does jump off his bat. Not quite the same, but it does jump, especially when he keeps getting pitches belt high and letter high.
Or 2-out trouble for Mike Minor. Jed Jerko's the second baseman. He's already doubled home a run and scored. This might be the last hitter Minor's allowed to face.
They had a note on their board a minute ago, last time up, and I'm assuming it had to do with career homers, but he's already tied for having the most career homers as a second baseman by a Padre with Mark Loretta at 30.
Wow.
Got my attention.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's what it meant.
Let's think about who they had play second base here. I mean, Dick Roberts, they had this guy, Loretta. They haven't had Dan Uggla type home run hitters at that position in San Diego, and they've played in 2 gigantic ballparks as well. Line to second, and La Stella had Jerko played perfectly. San Diego threatens but fails to score in the 4th. Friday Night Baseball on Fox Sports South, brought to you by Blimpie. It's a beautiful night in San Diego where the Padres have a big lead after 4.
Beach. Might be over Coronado, too. You never know.
Time for our AT&T Universe trivia question after we remind you that Braves Baseball is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Right stuff, low price every day. There's the trivia. Who holds the Padres' all-time record for most steals in a single season? Think about that one for a while.
Gene Richards.
That's your guess?
Yeah, I think so.
Robertson Simmons, the Braves hitter. He's hitting 7th tonight. Bonifacio 8th, Minor 9th. We'll see if Mike's allowed to continue. 5-1 San Diego through 4 in game 1 of our series this weekend. The key to Stoltz in Atlanta, one big and bad inning. Allowed 6 runs over 6 innings. The other 5 were scoreless frames against the Braves. He bent but didn't break in the 4th. Got a little blip on the radar from Jeff Francoeur. He got turned around in right field, dropped a fly ball off B.J. Upton's bat. And then Chris Johnson, after Justin Upton walked on 4 pitches, singled to right field. That's the only Atlanta run. Simmons, nice play, Medica. He will spin and take it to the bag nicely. 1 out.
He's having a good night.
First multi-homer game and a fine play now at first defensively. Here's Bonifacio.
That saved a double. Nice play.
Benio's .278 average was built in large part by the first couple of weeks of the season. He started the year 21 for 42 at the plate, all with the Cubs.
That coupled with his work since he came off the disabled list, 14 for 35 after he came off the disabled list with a strained oblique.
This is his 70th game in the major leagues this year. 48 games in center, 26 games at second, 7 games at third, and 1 game at shortstop. That's his defensive versatility. And he draws a walk with 1 out. Mike Minor will be the batter. Let's see what Mike can do with the bat.
Just about to say, if you want to get to Stoltz, he's not going to help you. He's not going to walk many guys, and all of a sudden he's walked 2, 1 in each of the last 2 innings, and walking Bonifacio there with a 4-run lead, not a real good idea.
This is really rare. Sorry, Joe. This is rare for Stoltz. 2 walks or fewer in 25 of his last 29 starts. Minor got a bunt down. Rivera pounces and makes the peg to first. That is his first sacrifice of the season. His first sacrifice, we're told, since last July 13th.
Great execution here. Got something up.
BJ's the only Brave to score tonight. His 25th run in 32 games out of the #1 spot.
Braves took advantage of an error by Jeff Francoeur to plate their only run. Maybe they can take advantage of a 1-out walk.
Pop fly foul out of play, a ball and a strike. This will be an interesting confrontation if Upton could single to right. The speed of Bonifacio versus the arm of Francoeur in right for the Padres. Similar circumstance to what happened in Miami yesterday. How about that play between the Fish and Reds?
Yeah, I thought that was awful. Not to mention the 6-minute plus review.
Stoltz has Upton behind, a ball and 2 strikes. Big lead at second for Bonifacio. He adds another step and another, and it's high, 2-2.
Bud Black's black eye is finally gone. Wants to use his off-speed stuff here. Let's see if he does it. 3-2.
He missed with a fastball. Upton's aboard for a second time. That's the 3rd walk issued by Stoltz, his 2nd of the inning. This is rare indeed, and he's setting himself up for a big, disastrous frame. And with the control awry, Darren Balsley, the Padres pitching coach, makes his way to the mound.
Yeah, only the 2nd time in his last 5 starts he's walked as many as 3. And he's already done it in less than 5 innings here tonight.
Well, the 5th was fateful back in Atlanta. Let me correct that. It was the 3rd inning for Stoltz that was so fateful back in Atlanta. He gave up 6 runs. The Braves sent 10 to the plate. So 2 on, 2 out. Listella the batter. Tommy handles lefties well. He's rolled out twice tonight, however.
And he's also been very patient with runners in scoring position. He always seems to wait and get a good pitch in an effort to drive in runs. He's got a chance here with 2 out.
And at the knees, a strike. Did he go? No swing. Estella followed that ball into the right-hand batter's box. It missed badly, 2-1.
He may have caught a break there. That was close. Fielding Culbreth with the call at 3rd.
So for a man who was working at a rapid pace, Stoltz has really slowed things down here in the 5th. A couple of walks will do that to you. 2 balls and a strike. Hot shot toward first. Buck Medic is there, and he'll take it to the bag and retire the side. He'll lead things off in the San Diego half of the 5th inning. The Braves threaten but can't break through in the 5th. They trail 5-1. Baseball's premier rivalry, as Derek Jeter and the Yankees will be in Boston. They'll take on David Ortiz and the Red Sox, with special coverage beginning at 3 Eastern on Fox Sports 1 and Fox Sports Go. And for the nightcap, we have Game 2 of the Braves-Padres series at 8 Eastern, right back here on Fox Sports South.
Always like coming back to San Diego. This park's grown on me. Nice yard.
Other than the very difficult way I pronounce the ballpark, it is my favorite of the...
I think you're beyond it. I don't think you'll ever do that again.
I better not.
No.
Yes,
it'd be wise not to.
Right. Tommy Medica leads off the fifth.
Western Metal Supply Company building incorporated into the structure of the stadium. Pretty cool that they left that up as they built the stadium and used it. Place for gatherings for large groups and place to sit outside.
My question is how the Padres are going to be able to compete with the Dodgers in their TV deal and the Dodger payroll that this year's $241 million.
Padres got a pretty good TV deal of their own just a couple of years ago. Pretty big bucks, as I recall. Granted, their territory, quote unquote, is not very big. But they sure have a loyal fan base here.
Their local network studios right across the street from the ballpark out in right center field. And a shot to right. Boy, Medica's having himself a night. 3 for 3. And every one of his hits bolts.
Trying to negate the power that he showed by hitting 2 in the seats. They run a fastball away, but there's no movement on those pitches, Chip. That's just a fastball belt high out over the outside corner that major league hitters can recognize, read, and put good wood on. Just no movement.
And when they're fouling the ball off, as Rivera just did, it's coming straight back, which, as a hitter, tells you what.
They're on the ball. They're having some good cuts, and like I said, a couple of them had to move their feet to get out of the way, but for the most part, third time tonight, Hale's been up. For the most part, they're up there free swinging.
No balls and a strike for Rivera, and one caught a corner. 0-2. Mentioned the Yankees and Red Sox tomorrow. A shot, diving play, Chris Johnson, a beauty. Long throw, got his man. That was a big league play at the hot corner.
You're not kidding. Not only that, but he had the presence of mind to know that he's not going to have a play at second. I was afraid he'd look up and maybe look to second and then not have time to get him at first, but he went to first all the way. And now we've had a steal of third base by Medica when nobody was paying attention to him. So now the infield will have to play in.
Not the best nights for the Braves.
He stole third without a throw.
Chris Nelson makes contact and bounces one foul at third base.
Better's walking up. Nobody's paying attention to Medica. There he goes. Chris Johnson's got his head down, and Mike Minor never knew that he was at third, going to third, until he was standing on third. That tells me that nobody was yelling to Mike, you know, hey, step off. He didn't even look up, never looked at third until he was standing on third. Medica is having himself, this is his night.
One of those Little League nights, right?
Yes. That was very Little League there.
0-2 pitch. And Nelson chased one up and away. He's the second out. Minor had some zip on that ball that appeared to be out of the zone, but Chris couldn't lay off. And that's his first strikeout of the game. That's not Mike Minor-like. And now Francoeur with 2 outs. Watches the Braves infield back up to normal depth. Jeff has singled and has flied out. Braves play him as a dead pull hitter on the infield, and Upton in center's shaded slightly toward left too. Lined again to second. The Padres have 3 of those tonight. Francoeur hit a laser, but La Stella in the right place at the right time to end the inning. We go to the 6th, 5-1 San Diego. Inning. Freeman, Justin Upton, Chris Johnson coming up. Braves got to wake up. Bats aren't doing much the last 3 nights.
Well, just so you fans know at home, that didn't go unnoticed in the Braves dugout. Now, we could show it to you, but we're not going to, because there was probably some language in there that you wouldn't appreciate, because you could probably read lips. But take our word for it. At least the group I could see standing in the dugout, which included the pitcher, the catcher, and the shortstop, they were getting a very loud earful from Terry Pendleton, who was airing them all out for allowing that guy to take third base.
And what we can report after reading lips was he said that can never happen.
Right. So don't think for a minute that it went without comment.
Two balls, 2 strikes for Freddie Freeman. 10 for his last 60. Make it 10 for 61. He's caught looking. 1 away in the 6th. 2 strikeouts for Stoltz, both looking.
PNC Bank pitch tracks. Good spot, down and away.
That's bounced foul off Upton's foot. He's down, a quick strike. A little high. It's an even count. Start of play tonight. More great pennant races in all the divisions. Every divisional race, first and second place, the biggest lead starting tonight's play is 4 games. And that's the lead the Tigers have over Kansas City in the AL Central. Baltimore started a game and a half ahead of Toronto. Oakland 2 over the Angels. Braves a game and a half back, as you know, as Upton's caught looking for back-to-back strikeouts in the 6th. Milwaukee and St. Louis separated by 2 games. The Dodgers by 3.5 games over the Giants.
Went upstairs with that one. Justin thought it was out of the zone.
All of a sudden, Stoltz has his rhythm and mojo back.
I don't know if you know this or not, but that's what that means in German.
Really?
Stoltz, yeah. It's the same thing. He could be Eric Mojo. Loosely translated.
Keep waiting for you to pronounce that like Robert Wagner in Austin Powers movies. Number 2. That was what that pitch might have been. 2 balls, 2 strikes. David Hale and Juan Jaime up in the bullpen for the Braves now. Hale's up for a 3rd time. There's a shot down the left field line. That's headed for the corner. That'll bounce high off the fence. And Chris Johnson's on his way to second base. He'll slide in with a double. Chris has 2 hits in 3 tries.
And continues to wear out left-handed pitching. Pick up a 2-out run here. Where Rivera had his target probably would have worked, but the fact that pitch was a little bit lower allowed Chris to drop the barrel to it and get on it.
So Laird has a chance to do some damage with 2 outs.
Watch the target here for Rivera. It's up. It's like belt high, but the pitch was down around the knees, and that's why, again, if you tie a guy up and force him to try to suck his hands inside the baseball, but when they can just drop the barrel, it makes a huge difference. What did Gerald do? Got off his knee?
He fouled it off his lower body and nearly fell down.
You know, Gerald catches once every 5 or 6 days, and he's always taking a foul tip directly off the mask. We always talk about that. Now he's fouled one off his foot, I guess, and missed the shin guard.
He almost got hit by the barrel of the bat tonight.
Yeah, it's like he saves him up all week.
Ball, 1 strike. Missed a corner. It's 2-1. Not too many complaints of Chris Siegel, the home plate umpire, tonight.
Just the most recent, just the one to Justin.
Ground ball short. Cabrera's got it. Catcher running. Plenty of time, and he makes the peg to first. Atlanta gets a Chris Johnson double. Nothing else. 8-9-1 up for San Diego, leading 5-1 at home.
Padres have led throughout. It's now time for you to tweet your photo using hashtag SouthFanPhoto for a chance to have it shown in an upcoming broadcast, brought to you by AT&T. Behind the right center field wall, they brought in some nationally renowned sand sculptors to sculpt a tribute to the late Tony Gwynn. That's what they're working on tonight here at Petco.
Very cool.
Those guys always fascinate me. They're so talented.
I keep waiting for that little girl in the pink shorts and yellow jacket just come over and just jump on the sandcastle or sand sculpture, right?
Just face plant right in it. Start kicking.
So the night is done for Mike Minor. Needless to say, a disappointing game for Mike. Allowed a couple of home runs. 5 innings, 9 hits, 5 runs, 2 walks, only 1 strikeout. And he'll give way to Juan Jaime, who's pitching in his 6th game in the big leagues.
Juan's numbers are really good in this regard. Only 1 walk against 8 strikeouts. That's been a problem area for him in the minor leagues. It's just walking too many guys. Up here so far, though, good command.
He'll face Abraham Almonte. There's nothing wrong with his arm. Juan Jaime, as Joe said, will check how the image is tonight. Interesting note on the scoreboard about Abraham Almonte. He reached base via a hit or walk in his first 18 big league games last year. That's the 2nd longest streak in Mariners history. Mr. Mariner, Alvin Davis, 47 games in a row.
Allen's a good player. Boy, he was a good player. What a hitter. Juan Jaime was 16 for 17 in save opportunities at Gwinnett.
With the addition of James Russell and Emilio Bonifacio, the Braves did make a couple of roster moves. As that ball's ticketed for the right center field gap. It took a funny hop. Upton playing deeply, got to it, but too late to keep Belmonte from doubling to lead off the inning. That's his first Padre hit.
He's one of those guys that collected that double between home and first. Right out of the box, he was thinking too. Head down. Never hesitated. And that, the time it took for him to get from first to second was a blink.
So he's aboard in front of Eric Stoltz. Pops the bunt attempt straight back, and on the recoil was backpedaling toward the Padres on deck circle. Yeah, at the knees, pretty pitch.
Toughest pitch to bunt and control is a good fastball, and this one was 97.
Laird's going to snap a throw back to second, and Belmonte is back safely. Right through the wickets of Anderton Simmons.
Still limping. I don't know if this time it's from the foul ball he hit off his foot or from the pitch. Off the plate. Oh, it hit him in the knee, then came over and hit the pitcher in the foot.
Stoltz can't get the bunt down, and he is struck out. So Jaime's first out of the inning. At the top with Cabrera. He'll turn around and bat left-handed. He's a .217 hitter from the left side. Almost perfectly even offensive splits. But 3 times as many at bats left-handed as right. Bouncing ball. That's going to creep through for a hit. Here comes Almonte around third. The throw to the plate is up the line. Snap throw back to first. LaStella can't corral that. And all hands are safe. An RBI hit makes it a 6-1 game.
Fastball, he just topped it, but topped it in the right way. With LaStella trying to bird dog the runner at second base, and got right between he and Freddie Freeman. The throw was going to be late, and Gerald Wisely came out to get it and try to pick him off at first.
So the Padres at home are feeling rather frisky. They've won 9 of their last 13 here, and they've scored 6 runs on 11 hits in game 1 so far tonight. Now the runner at first goes. He had a good jump, and Solarte fouled it off at the plate. And Cabrera loves to run. He's the first Padre to win the National League Stolen Base crown. That was a couple of years ago.
The game the Padres won at Turner Field was the first game of the series. 5 runs on 13 hits that night. That was the night Alex Wood gave up 12 hits in 5 innings, and they all seemed to be ground balls up the middle.
The last 10 games, I've got the Padres, including tonight, with 55 runs. And that includes games where they've scored 2, 0, 3, 3, and 3. So they've had some big ones. 8-run game, 13-run game, a 12-run game, and tonight 6.
It's going to make Bud Black feel a little better if the offense is coming around to go with a pitching staff that's number 2 in the major leagues ERA-wise. Surprised to learn tonight that they are second to the Seattle Mariners. And oh, by the way, the Braves play them Tuesday and Wednesday.
Knuckled foul and out of play. The Padres aren't going to win the West. The Padres, in all likelihood, aren't going to make the playoffs. A lot of baseball left. However, they're going to have a big hand in the West as to who does win. As you know, so many interdivision games the final month of the season. The Padres play the Dodgers 3 times in September. They play the Giants 7 of their final 10 games. With this pitching staff, I don't care how many or how few runs you score.
Yeah.
You don't want to run into Bud Black's club the last 2 weeks of the season.
Not the way they can pitch. Braves played those last 2 games against the Dodgers so close, and Braves could have come away with winning 2 out of 3 instead of losing all 3. And tonight the Cubs go into LA and they're beating the Dodgers 7-1. Just clobbered Dan Herron. And it, as you've said many times, it's not really who you play, but when you play them. If you get them, when you get to see Herron and Ryu and Beckett, then that's a bonus for you to somehow miss Greinke and Kershaw.
Breaking ball taken high by Solarte. It's 2-2. Milwaukee beat the Cardinals tonight. Willie Peralta beat Adam Wainwright. That's a 7-4 final for the Brewers. That's a very big series in the National League. Swing and a miss. Nasty fastball. Second strikeout for Jaime. 1 in, 1 on. 2 outs now for Jed Jerko.
Fastball down in the zone and right by him. Tell you about the Padres offense with the return of Cabrera and the acquisition of Almonte. They've got 4 guys on their player roster, position player roster, that are switch hitters. That presents some opportunities for Bud Black too, in terms of how and when he wants to use some guys. Cabrera, of course, is going to play every day. Not sure if Almonte will. Solarte has been and been moved all over the diamond, as you pointed out. But that's a real advantage for a manager to have that many switch hitters.
The manager will tell you he loves being able to pencil in his starting 7 or starting 8 guys on a daily basis. But the ability to play with the toys, as they say, with the bench guys, man, that's a huge leg up. You're right, the Padres have an awful lot of flexible players. Grandal can play a couple of spots. This guy could play third base if he had to. In fact, he came up a third baseman in the Padres farm system. They moved him to second because they had Chase Headley. Tommy Medica's played a couple of different spots. And Laird's throw is late. Cabrera, stolen base. That's his 14th. He's having a big night out of the leadoff spot. 3 hits, 2 runs, an RBI, and now a stolen base.
perfect pitch to run on. Gerald Laird did everything he could, but a big curveball gave Cabrera just enough time to get in there.
Swing and a miss. 98 on that fastball.
Back to up. Despite the brief time he spent in the big leagues, he was still third in the International League in saves, too, for Gwinnett.
Three and two. And popped up out of play. Braves in danger of dropping their fourth straight game on the road trip. Swept by the Dodgers, losing 6-1 in San Diego tonight. Big crowd on a Friday night, enjoying the home cooking. Line center field, BJ on the run, dives and makes the play. Jerko ripped that baby, and Upton's fine running and diving catch saved another Padre run. Our game moves to the seventh inning. Padres 6, Braves 1. Friends, RBI Baseball is back with all 30 MLB teams and the 2014 players. Get the retro 2-button style baseball game you've been missing. Visit RBIGame.com for more details and download today on your console and mobile device. Eric Stoltz, one of the worst supported pitchers as far as runs are concerned. Can't complain tonight. He's gotten 6. 5 of them off Mike Minor. He's into the 7th inning with a whopping 6-1 lead.
We were talking about those leads in the various divisions, and only 4 games is the biggest lead that for Detroit entering play tonight. In this division, in the Braves division, the National League East, 500 might win the division the way things are going. nobody's playing well.
It's the division no one wants to take.
And right now, the way Miami was playing, all of a sudden they've stubbed their toe twice against the Reds. And the Mets got beat tonight by the Giants. But, boy, they've had golden opportunities, especially the way the Marlins have been playing, to really step in the middle of this division race, because neither the Braves nor the Nationals seem ready or willing to take it over.
Tonight the Phillies beat Washington 2-1. Hernandez beat Pfister. Washington scored a run on 7 hits. Marlon Byrd hit his 21st homer for the Phillies. Inexplicably, he's still a Philly.
That's a hard one to believe.
But the Phillies, playing the role of the spoiler, knocked off Washington. The Marlins, as you mentioned, were beaten by the Reds 5-2. Matt Latos got the victory. There are some who think, Joe, if the Reds continue their struggles, Latos might be a guy that gets traded this month by Cincinnati. Back to the mound, and Stoltz will take care of Andrelton Simmons for the first out. Andrelton's 0 for 3. Milwaukee beat the Cardinals 7-4. Told you about that. Aramis Ramirez absolutely kills Adam Wainwright. He's got a .400 batting average against him. He had a homer and a double against him tonight.
Is that right?
Yep.
Well, it seems like every time the Cardinals are going to make a move on Milwaukee, either because Milwaukee's faltering or because the Cardinals win a couple of games, then they get matched up head-to-head, and Milwaukee takes care of business.
What'd you make of the Cardinals' moves? They got Masterson from Cleveland, they got Lackey from Boston, and they traded Craig and Kelly to the Red Sox.
Turn it up to this pitch. John Lackey pitched really well for the Red Sox last year down the stretch and in the postseason. And big games certainly don't scare him off. So I liked the addition there. The only thing that was a little eyebrow raising was Alan Craig. That I still think Craig's a good looking hitter despite his off season this year. Masterson, since we don't get to put eyeballs on him very often, can tell you that I did see him last year in a wild card game at the end of the year, and he was very imposing. For him, it's just a matter of him staying. If he's healthy, if his back's okay, if everything's all right, he could be a heck of an addition.
And he's not healthy right now. I believe he's on the disabled list. But that could be a huge help for the Cardinals, who I think in a word you could describe their season as consistently inconsistent. This was a Cardinal team that just blew everybody's doors off with runners in scoring position last year. That hasn't happened this year.
No, but they could cover that up with their pitching staff, but they've been missing some of their starters all year long. They can't keep all their starters healthy and on the field.
Bonifacio walks. This is amazing. Stoltz, he doesn't walk a soul, has walked 4 men tonight with a 6-1 lead. Padres pens busy. Vincent and Torres looking to loosen up. This will be Phil Gosselin, I believe, the pinch hit for Juan Jaime. Jaime pitched an inning with a couple of strikeouts, couple of hits, and a run. Nice crowd tonight, over 33,000 for game 1 of the series, 33,779 to be exact. Gosselin took a strike.
Ballpark seats 42,300.
We'll find out head-to-head with the Nationals what's going on with that ball club. There's no doubt losing Ryan Zimmerman's a crippling blow to that team. They've had their envisioned starting lineup together for exactly 17 games this year. With injuries to Zimmerman, Ramos, and others, they're 12-5 in those games, but it's looking like Zimmerman's done for the year. That's why they went out and made the trade they did to
Asdrubal Cabrera.
And Asdrubal Cabrera, who's going to play second base for them. Rendon will stay at third. They've played the Nats very well this year. They'll have to continue to do that.
Yeah, they will. That may be the deciding factor as we go along.
One ball, 2 strikes. Bonifacio with a short lead and big deficit. And out of play. Tigers won tonight. They beat the Rockies 4-2. Justin Verlander picked up his 10th win. He may be the biggest wild card on that Tiger club. With Porcello, with Price, with Scherzer, and Val Sanchez. If Verlander starts pitching like Verlander did, look out. Tigers already lead the division, but he hasn't been the dominant right-hander he's been the last couple of years this year for Detroit. Double play ball. Jerko boots it, flips to second, and the throw pulls Cabrera off the second base bag. Jerko had to play at first, tried to get the lead runner, and that cost him. All breaks are appreciated, and Bud Black's going to come and check on this play at second. Cabrera thought he may have kept a toe on the base.
Cabrera's trying to get Buddy's attention too, to let him know he was off the bag. That ball was smoked by Phil Gosselin, handcuffed Jerko, and you can see he wasn't anywhere near the bag. And no review necessary.
So the Braves have 2 on with 1 out. B.J. Upton, Tommy La Stella, and Freddie Freeman, the next scheduled hitters. And after 112 pitches, Bud Black is going to take down Eric Stoltz. Nice return to form for Stoltz. He's been much better at home than the road, and he was much better in his second outing against the Braves than he was back in Atlanta. He leads 6-1 with 1 out. Innings, he gave up 2 hits to the Braves tonight. He actually gave up fewer hits to Atlanta than Clayton Kershaw did last night.
Yeah, by a bunch.
Go figure. Time for our Academy Sports and Outdoors leaderboard. Usually you say get the starter out, get to the opposing team's bullpen. That's not the case when you face San Diego.
Nope. Best in the National League by numbers. Hits allowed, save percentage, fewest blown saves in Major League Baseball. And this guy, Nick Benson, comes in throwing strikes. His walk to strikeout ratio outstanding, 7-37 in his 32 innings. A lot of cutters, fastball, cutter primarily, one of those 2 pitches, and he throws his cutter even more than just a 4-seamer.
That's the pitch of this era in baseball, is it not?
Yeah.
He played in the split finger era, and then the slider, now it's the cutter. Hitters have not been able to figure out an answer to it consistently yet. B.J. Upton, the first man Vincent faces, 2 on. And he pops the first pitch up right side. That should be handled easily. It's an infield fly. And Upton on the first pitch against a new pitcher. He's out number 2. Now Tommy La Stella. Tommy's 0 for 3. Downstairs, 1 ball, no strikes. Kevin Quackenbush is up in the Padres pen. That's popped to the left side near the Braves dugout and 6 or 7 rows behind it. Even count.
I know Freddie Freeman's been struggling to string some good games together, but I'd sure like to see him get a swing this inning.
It's still a manageable game, but it is 6-1 and it is late. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bonifacio walked. Gosselin reached on the fielder's choice and error. After Upton popped out, La Stella stands in. 2 on, 2 out. High and tight.
Haven't seen too many teams do that to him. You know, a lot of times they'll want to test a new guy, see if he handles, how he reacts to being buzzed up and in a little bit. Don't recall anybody really doing that to him. But he's got another hitter's count.
In the air to center. Almonte's back. He's got it. And the side is retired. The Braves strand a pair in the 7th. They have 2 hits at the stretch and trail 6-1.
Photo of the game. Tweet your photo to hashtag SouthFanPhoto for a chance to be shown in an upcoming game broadcast brought to you by AT&T. It's Dirk Barber and his new fiancée, Marissa Maldonado. The trip to the beach paid off for us today, paid off for Drew as well. Hey, congratulations to you guys first of all. Tell everybody at home, all the Braves fans, how you proposed.
So we were at Dodger Stadium. Before batting practice, we went out. We were sitting in the all-you-can-eat seats. I had my mom take her down to get drinks for the whole family. When they came back up, I had a baseball with a heart on it. It said, "Marry me." I said, "Check out this home run ball I caught," and she read it. It said, "Marry me." I dropped down to a knee, opened up the ring, and we actually had Santana, Laird, and also Teron out there, and they were all clapping for us. Santana threw us a game ball. It was pretty cool.
So, guys, the Braves may have been swept in Dodger Stadium, but Drew came out a winner.
Hey, congratulations. Very cool story. Nice work, Tom.
Yeah, 1 for 4.
Yeah, right. As David Hale takes over, he'll pitch the home 7th. And faces Tommy Medica, who's having a dream night. 3 hits, 2 runs, 2 two-run homers. He's stolen a base, and he's made a couple of great plays at first base tonight.
David took a loss on the trip in that game, that 10-inning game at Los Angeles. 2 innings, 3 hits, but he gave up that run that cost him an L, made him 3-3. Interesting that, I mean, they're playing Medica so much to pull, but remember his base hit was a solid single to right. You know, he has his first multi-home run game of his career. He's 3 for 3. It's 6-1. I might be thinking about going for the pump if I was him. You know, 2's great. 3 would be awesome.
You keep saying you're a hitter, you got to be greedy, right?
Yeah.
There's something in the water with Tommy Medica. He had his first 4-hit game in the big leagues against the Braves. Now he's back in Atlanta. That might require a bit of a scouting report adjustment.
He was going for it there, but he got a change up and was way out in front.
He rolled over this one. Simmons, bare hand play, throws on the run, infield hit. The Braves shifted. He hit it into the shift, but hit it softly enough to outrun the baseball. That's the kind of night he's having.
It's awfully hard to pick a ball up off the ground when it's on the dirt, and that's what Anderson did, right at the edge of the grass and the dirt. Now he's on the dirt. It's interesting, though, when you watch the hitter on a swing like this, especially a guy that's got a little bit of speed, because they're fooled and because right-handed hitter, he's falling over the plate and one-hands it, he's already running. He's already coming out of the box and headed to first base. It's like he gets a head start.
Now a line drive by RENE RIVERA to left field. Back-to-back hits for the Padres. That's 12 hits in the game for San Diego. The ball gets away from not only Anderson Simmons, but Chris Johnson on the return throw from the outfield.
This is the infield hit again. Now, a left-hander, when he gets fooled, falls across the plate, he kind of winds up on the other side of home plate, but not a right-handed hitter whose body is already leaning toward first and coming out of the batter's box like he shot out of a gun. That makes him tougher to throw out.
Chris Nelson looks at a strike. Right under his hands. 0-2.
David can really make that two-seamer move. You can make it sink. Not just run in on a right-hander, but sink down and in too.
Line drive to right field. That'll get down for a hit. Bonifacio has to flip it back into Freddie Freeman. And 3 straight Padres singles. Loads him up.
Not to mention Francoeur, but he's going to be pinch hit for with a right-hander on the mound. I'm going to say there's quite an Atlanta representation between David Hale pitching, Chris Nelson a base hit, and Francoeur was on deck.
And now the Braves have to tangle with Will Venable, who's a virtual 300 lifetime hitter against the Braves. Bases loaded, nobody out. 7th inning for the Padres. They enjoy a 6-1 lead. Medica, Rivera, and Nelson, the base runners. Venable pinch hits for Francoeur. And drive left field. That's a 4th straight Padre hit. 1 run will score. They play it station to station. Pinch hit RBI for Will Venable. It's 7-1.
Tried that two-seamer, tried to get him to get on top of it. Maybe hit a ground ball to get him a double play, but while there was some movement, it was up. And the Braves pitchers have been plagued all night by pitches up in the zone.
16 hits is the Padres team season high for any one game. They did it 2 days ago against the Cardinals.
16 hits?
16.
Mm-hmm.
They've got 15 tonight. They've scored 55 runs in their last 9.5 games. Eric Stoltz gave up 1 unearned run tonight. Almonte looks inside, ball 2. Won't be any easier for the Braves offense tomorrow. Ian Kennedy pitches for San Diego. Irvin Santana will pitch for the Braves.
And then Tyson Ross on Sunday.
Bouncing ball. Estella flips to Simmons. Gotta hurry. First double play, but a run scores.
That was a really heads-up professional play by Tommy LaStella. He was trying, he had to jump up on an in-between hop here, but he didn't wait to come down and set his feet. He didn't have time to do that and then flip it. So he was already flipping it as he was coming down, and that made the difference. Nicely done.
Yonder Alonso now will pinch hit. Two more in the San Diego 7th. Nelson's the runner at third with 2 outs. And a shot down the right field line. That's a hit. And it's going to score Chris Nelson. Alonso with a pinch hit double. And the Padres have an 8-1 lead. They have their 16th hit. And 5 of them have come in this inning against David Hale.
The location of this pitch. knee high, trying to get it to run away from him and just couldn't put it where he wanted to. Padres have had their hitting shoes on tonight.
So back to the top end, Cabrera, he's 3 for 4.
You don't happen to know where that wine fest is, do you? Where that's going on? Is it still going on?
Well, the tents are still up in the outfield, so there's hope. Every regular player who started the game for San Diego tonight has at least 1 hit.
Well, if you turn around and I'm gone,
we'll put out an APB.
You might want to put a camera out there somewhere.
That one ricochets off Hale's foot. Listella fields, spins, can't unload. A 4-hit game for EVERTH Cabrera.
David Hale's trying to wave off any attention. Got him on the back of the leg, but the way it shot over there could have hit him on the shoe. And Freddie Gonzalez for sure just wants a straight answer. Could have hit him in the foot, but another hit. He had his foot up in the air. Maybe he got him on the ankle.
Outside of the right ankle, maybe. Is there a Grateful Dead concert somewhere nearby the ballpark?
The old Marine layer moving in, I think.
Yow. Nine-1 San Diego. It's low to Solarte.
It's a foggy dew.
He's going to find a way to beat these guys. The old Broadway play, the Washington Senators got to beat those damn Yankees. Well, Padres have beaten the Braves 7 of the last 11 times, and they're winning handily tonight. There was some cap tipping in Los Angeles with Greinke and Kershaw pitching the way they pitched. I don't think anybody expected Atlanta to be held to 2 hits by Eric Stoltz tonight.
You said cap tip. I thought you said there was some cow tipping. And I said, well, I must have missed that.
No, it was cap. I know I have to be very careful with pronunciations here, but it was cap.
With respect to animals and
anything goes.
Yes. Old Petco Park.
Yes, indeed. David Carpenter's up in the Braves pen. That's off the plate. David Hale's having a miserable inning. He'll face a 9th hitter. Well, no, he won't. It'll be 8 and out for David Hale. They walk Solarte. The Padres have runners first and second, and David Carpenter will come in and try to restore some order. This has been an ugly night for Atlanta. Nothing has gone right. The Padres with a season high in hits in 17. They lead 9-1 in game 1 of the weekend set.
AT&T, mobilizing your world.
With Joe Simpson and Tom Hart, Chip Carey back in San Diego. Fans wish there was better news to report, but the Braves are having an awful time with the Padres again tonight. 9-1 is your score. College football season's right around the corner, and Fox Sports South has you covered with ACC Gridiron Live every Wednesday night during the season. Our lineup of football experts include former Gator James Bates, former Wake Forest head coach Jim Grobe, Pro Bowler Algie Crumpler, and former Falcons linebacker Coy Wire. ACC Gridiron Live premiering Wednesday, August 27th at 10 p.m. on Fox Sports South.
41st appearance for David Carpenter, but his first in 4 days. Did not pitch in Los Angeles, so he should be well rested. Try to get out of this inning and then work the 8th.
San Diego has him loaded again. Two good pitches for Carpenter gets the sequence started. Jed Jerko is 1 for 4. The second hit attempt was taken away by B.J. Upton last time up. And he went around swinging, and Carpenter makes short work of the Padres in the inning. San Diego scores 3. They lead 3. They lead by 8 going to the 8th. Let's check out the new pitcher for the San Diego Padres, a man with the best bill in baseball.
Best what?
Bill.
Ah, yes. Well, he's part of the El Paso connection. He was one of the Chihuahuas, fighting Chihuahuas, that is. Quackenbush, Brandon Cooler, Brooks Conrad, who has since been sent back.
Jason Lane.
Blaine Boyer.
Mm-hmm. And Quackenbush gets after Freddie Freeman, who's part of our Home Depot tools from the dugout tonight.
3 guys on the Braves and Tigers, 2 on the Pirates with a .280 average and 15 or more homers. Those are the only 2 teams with 3, Braves and Tigers. Sure Gaddis will be back in there tomorrow, catching Urban Santana against Ian Kennedy.
Got to find a way to get Freddie going.
That's our Chevron pitching matchup. Or did we already do that?
Not yet, but
okay.
Chevron,
looking ahead,
has been a fine sponsor for many years. We're always happy to give them a little extra love.
I like that car that comes out.
Yeah. It's like a happy car.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a happy man, because he's not happy with his swing right now. Freddie 0 for 3 tonight. Getting back to mid-July, just 10 hits. That slider missed low. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Quackenbush, low 90s fastball and a curveball. Also a change.
Told you about the Padres starting 3 players whose first name began with the letter Y. We've got 2 players whose last names start with Q. Quentin and Quackenbush. Not sure if that's a major league record or not.
It might be.
Ground ball, Cabrera, 360 spin, and a beautiful play to get Freddie Freeman. We didn't see him in Atlanta, but Cabrera has been everywhere in Game 1 tonight.
Alexi Amarista did a good job filling in for him, but he doesn't have the range this guy has. Nice 2-hop throw to get the out. How about that? They've got a note on the board about Justin's major league debut, and tomorrow marks the 7-year anniversary.
I'd forgotten he was a 19-year-old when he got to the big leagues. I don't know if Justin took a peek at that note on the scoreboard. I'll have to ask him tomorrow. That might be a great question for Tom. Well, you look up and see something like that. What do you think?
I'll tell you what I think. He was drafted out of high school, didn't come out of college, obviously, and at age 19, barely removed from high school, he's facing major league pitching. That's quite an accomplishment. Says a lot about his ability at an early age.
So 2007, Justin Upton played in 43 big league games, hit a couple of homers, drove in 11, and hit .221.
Where did he play minor league ball that year?
Visalia and Mobile.
Yeah, so A-ball and Double-A, and then the big leagues.
And he's got a 1-out hit in the Atlanta 8th. So that was August 2nd, right? Was his big league debut?
Mm-hmm.
On August the 7th of that year, he was a single shy of becoming the youngest player in big league history to hit for the cycle.
5 days later.
Uh-huh. And it came against the Pirates. Now a shot foul by Chris Johnson out of play. From an offensive standpoint, Chris has been the lone bright spot. He's got 2 of the Braves' 3 hits. And the lone RBI. Last 3 games, the Braves offense has totaled 4 runs and 18 hits. Tough to win that way.
Yeah, you mentioned the tip of the cap. I mean, we have to take in consideration something we talked about at the beginning of the road trip, how tough it was going to be, how you better try to make it or take advantage of every offensive opportunity you got. Well, against Greinke, they didn't get many.
Right.
And Justin's homer tied that game in the 10th inning or 9th inning at 2.
There it goes. Upton will take second without a play. That's defensive indifference.
And last night against Kershaw, you knew how difficult that was going to be, but the Braves assembled 9 hits. They just kept hitting into double plays to wipe out opportunities. So giving them a finish in the 9th inning to make it a 1-run game, I can't really be critical of that because we knew going in it was going to be hard. Those 2 games especially hard to get runs. And they scored enough in the first game to win in L.A., but couldn't hold the Dodgers down.
Right.
Matt Kemp had a heck of a night. Tonight, it's different. Tonight, Eric Stoltz has been getting hammered.
Right.
Braves hammered him in Atlanta, and they couldn't figure him out tonight.
And that stolen base play, I think, is going to stick in everybody's craw overnight.
Yeah, that won't go away easily with the staff, I can tell you that.
Yeah. And in the bigger picture, it's another missed opportunity for the Braves to pick up some ground on the Nationals. They lost earlier tonight. And we've said all along, we talked about it right after the break, that 11-game homestand for the Braves would be critically important because of what was ahead for the Braves. First of all, this road trip. With the Dodgers at home, you've got the Mariners. Figure, okay, the Padres have a losing record, but they can really pitch. We talked about that in Atlanta. And not to look past anybody on this road trip, but it's from the frying pan to the fire for Atlanta. Washington, Dodgers, Oakland, Pirates, Reds, Mets, and Marlins. That's the entire schedule in the month of August. That's a gauntlet.
Yep, it is.
And you're going to be facing a lot of number 1, number 2, number 3 caliber starters. Those are the guys you have to beat. Quackenbush having some issues. Full count.
You after going through that this month, rather, getting to September, here's the PNC pitch tracks. Nowhere near. You just hope that the same befalls Washington. Good eye. And that is not the same schedule, of course, but they haven't done anything to scare anybody off yet. So it may be just a war of attrition the last 2 months.
I may be wrong, but I think Washington plays Miami the final 3 or 4 games of the year.
Yep.
Braves play the Phillies.
Yep.
They're not going to have to worry about Cliff Lee, it looks like. Lee left his last start, elbow problems. He's perhaps done for the year for Philadelphia.
Yeah, but Chip, if you were take this in the spirit it's intended here. If you were, with all due respect to the Padres, if you looked ahead and you say, well, the Braves are going to finish up with the Padres last 3 or 4 games of the season, you'd say, well, I really like that. Except they can pitch.
Right.
And the Phillies, if they get a lead, they got a guy at the end of their game that can finish games.
Ground ball toward third. Nelson will fire to second. Jerko the turn. And like last night against Clayton Kershaw, the Braves are doubled up. And that ends the top of the 8th inning. No breaks against Buddy Black's ball club tonight. 9-1 San Diego.
Back-to-back, he couldn't do it. Eric Stoltz was the beneficiary of some good work from the top of the order. Everett Cabrera with 4 hits, and Tommy Medica with his all-time night in the big leagues. 4 for 4, 2 homers, 4 RBIs. He also stole a base and scored 3 times. But for Chris Johnson, what a night for him. The Braves only have 3 hits, and he has 2 of them, including a double and a great defensive play. And he is the subject of our SunTrust shining moment tonight. And about all the Braves have had working tonight.
Yeah. So David Carpenter back out there for 3 more outs. Hopefully they're quick ones. Braves could use an easy inning. Jim made a great point between innings a little while ago, as you see Ramiro Pena in for the rest of the way at shortstop. Winning's been tough of late. Getting 1, 2, 3 innings has been maybe tougher. There have not been many of those for the Braves pitching staff. Bouncing ball with a shift on. Look at Tommy Medica. A 5-for-5 night.
He ought to get that baseball.
Every starter has a hit, including Jeff Francoeur, and Venable, who checked in as a pinch hitter, picked up that spot in the order with a knock too.
Medica's made it look real easy. If you're going to put a shift on, I'll just hit it the other way. He's done that twice.
So tonight for Atlanta, no 1, 2, 3 innings for the Braves pitching staff. 0. Last 5-hit game, Alexi Amarista against Colorado in 2012.
Braves had a great month of July defensively. They were tied for the fewest errors in Major League Baseball with 8. They've not made one tonight. So a good start to August. But when your pitchers are working out the stretch constantly with runners on base and you're not getting any quick 1, 2, 3 innings, that's a lot of weight on your defense to stay sharp, stay focused, concentrate. And it makes it hard to get any, I guess, get rallies going offensively. You know, you're standing out there on your feet for so long, it's hard to come into the dugout and do anything but just sit down there for a second and catch your breath. Whereas if you're hitting, going out, 1, 2, 3, come back in, hit some more, everybody kind of gets fired up, keeps it going.
In the last 32 innings pitched by the Braves, they have a grand total of 4 1, 2, 3 innings.
Wow. Well,
that's 1 a game.
That's 1 a game. Yeah. Because they've only been, the last 4 games counting tonight, they've only been throwing 8 innings a game.
Right.
So that's not true. 1 game at 10.
Right. So that is tough to overcome. Strike 1 for Chris Nelson, who has an even count. Hopefully Irvin Santana will have his magic working tomorrow night. Aaron Harang will follow. Aaron from San Diego. He'll pitch before friends and family here Sunday afternoon. Then we're off to Seattle. Ground ball right side by Nelson. He threw the barrel of the bat at that ball. And it's gone from the ridiculous to the sublime at this point. 19 San Diego hits.
Hey, get them all tonight.
Yeah.
Good pitch. Not a good result. Good for Chris Nelson. 3 hits. Get them all tonight.
Get it out of their system.
Get blank the rest of the weekend. Hope you had a good night tonight. Hope everybody had a good time. Drive home safe. Edwin Santana will be here tomorrow. And hopefully the Braves will be able to snap out of this.
Venable broke his bat, pops it up. Pena drifts out. He can't get it. That falls in no man's land. It's a 20-hit night for San Diego.
You too, Venable. Who's next? Almonte? He's already got a double and a walk.
Well, he's got his 2 hits. He owes us a double play. He's hitting 2 of those. No, maybe not. We'll take a 3rd, though. Wow, what a night for the San Diego offense. A Padre offense that's been historically bad all year long. Wouldn't know it tonight.
We showed you 30th out of 30 teams in a bunch of categories.
When's the last time the San Diego Padres had a game with 20 hits?
Well, I'll tell you.
That looks a little familiar.
That might have been that same night that Cabrera had 5 hits. No, Amarista had 5 hits.
Wonder when the last time they had 20 hits at home was, but I don't know if that was a home game or not. Bouncing ball, slowly hit. There's only one play. It's to first. And Almonte drives home a run. That's his first RBI as a Padre. Tommy Medica comes home to score his 4th run to go along with a 5-hit, 2-homer game.
His box score line tomorrow is going to read 5-4-5-4.
I want to frame that.
And okay to smile. What a night. He's the player of the month. He's the leader in the clubhouse for the player of the month for August.
he's got a leg up. There's no doubt about that. 2005, the last time the Padres had a 20-hit game at home.
05, you say?
Yes.
Well, that would have been in this ballpark. This ballpark's in its 10th year. Which is hard to believe.
Looks like it was built yesterday, doesn't it? In case you wondered, the last time the Braves allowed a 20-hit game, that was September 16, 2011, against our arch rivals, the Mets. (10-1), Padres lead it.
Now, if this guy reaches and Cabrera comes up, he's got a chance for a 5-hit night. I wonder when the last time was teammates in the same night had 5 hits.
Poor Gretchen's going to faint in about 5 minutes looking up all this stuff.
Steam coming out of there.
We can make the question really specific. Is the last time 2 teammates have had 5-hit games apiece in their home ballpark on August 1st.
There you go. It's probably rare.
Popped up, foul out of play. Looking at their book, I have an interesting note during some of the offensive history. They played something called the Padres Paradise Series. But San Diego used to, in the old days, play a series in Hawaii. When do we sign up for that?
Yeah.
It used to be the AAA club of the Pittsburgh Pirates. And that'll take care of San Diego in the 8th inning. A huge night for the Padres. They've scored 10. They've got 20 hits. And Tommy Medica having a career night in Game 1 of the set.
This copyrighted telecast Baseball is presented by 5 Hour Energy, Georgia Power, The Home Depot, and Blimpie, celebrating 50 years.
Back in San Diego at Petco. That tells the story. 10-1. Padres lead game 1. And Dale Thayer is the new San Diego pitcher. Ramiro Pena will start things off in the Braves' ninth. That's a good idea by Freddie. Get Simmons a little extra rest in this blowout for the Padres.
Good numbers for Thayer. He pitched in a couple of games in Atlanta.
And that is a Goose Gossage-like mustache, isn't it?
Yeah, there's some separation there. That's definitely a Fu Manchu. On the other side, it almost looks like a mutton chop, but nope. I'm just thinking about watching him eat Cheerios. That is probably not a pretty sight.
I was going to say, Ernie Johnson, you say, boy, a guy like this, tasting soup for a week.
Yeah.
Three balls and a strike. Boy, you think back to the old days. How many games like this did Ernie, Skip, and Pete have to see in the rough days in the history of the Braves against the Padres and the Dodgers out west? Giants, too.
That's why they all ought to be in the Hall of Fame.
Pena with a shot to right. There's a strike. And that's the fourth Atlanta hit. And Bonifacio the batter. Emilio looking for his first Braves hit, but he's been on base twice. He's earned a couple of walks.
Emilio's got a couple of new helmets, so he's got to get working on his pine tar and rosin on his helmet. Good start for it tonight.
I don't know the answer to this question. I'll have to ask Ben Akery, who's the equipment man for this road trip. How many spare helmets do the Braves bring on a road trip? When you make a deal, you obviously have to get new uniforms made. You have to get all the players' T-shirts, sweatshirts, athletic supporters, all that stuff. How much of that stuff do you carry before the trade deadline? Don't know the answer to that. It'll be something Tom could chase down for us tomorrow. Because again, the trade was announced early enough for the Braves that they could make some of those provisions happen before we got to San Diego. The trade was announced before our game against the Dodgers late last night. But think about a guy traded at the deadline, and then he flies like Chase Headley did the same day or the very next day and has to play. A lot of logistics involved, a lot of hard work to get the players equipped and from point A to point B.
I know this, the great thing today, in today's game versus the old days, you can overnight stuff. I mean, if you can get by like for one day, you can overnight anything and have it wherever you are.
That went all the way to the backstop. No chance for Rivera. Pena will move up 90 feet. Now think about the old days before jet travel, when trains were the main mode of transportation for Major League Baseball clubs.
Boy, umpire was lucky there to get out of the way of that. But like in Dodger Stadium, you and I were walking on that club level. They've got a lot of artifacts, history and stuff, and some displays. Teams travel with those gigantic trunks. And not that they don't have big trunks of equipment, medical supplies and all that stuff now. But these things look like they went on ocean liners, you know, gigantic trunks that they probably traveled with just about everything they had wherever they went.
I've heard the name Yosh Kawano, I know. You knew Nobi, his brother, with the Dodgers. Yosh was the longtime equipment manager for the Chicago Cubs. And his travel secret when the Cubs would finish up a series, they would take all those old wool uniforms, because they travel by train. He'd wrap them in newspaper and put them in a trunk. As Bonifacio bounces to first. That's an easy play for the first out. Payne to the third. In the top of the ninth inning, as the Friars counting down the outs before this one ends up in the win column. But Yosh used to wrap up all those old woolen uniforms in the newspaper and then get them cleaned or laundered the best they could before they'd get to the next city the next day. And that's when they were playing day games. Remember?
Yeah.
We play a day game, take the train overnight from Chicago to Cincinnati, and start over the next day. And sometimes uniforms were clean, sometimes they weren't. Not to mention stuff that got lost in transit or broken or repaired. They didn't have overnight express service or jet service to get your equipment to you. Ryan Doman pinch hits and pops one up. Mile high. Who wants this? Grab made by the center fielder, Almonte. And that's the second out in the top of the ninth inning. We haven't forgotten our AT&T Universe trivia question. Let's get to the answer. Who holds the Padres' all-time record for most steals in a single season?
I'm going to stick with Gene Richards.
I think this is Alan Wiggins.
Alan Wiggins, good call.
I think Alan Wiggins is the guy.
Oh, good call.
Back in the early 80s when the Padres were really rolling.
He was very involved in that fight in '84, wasn't he?
A strike to B.J. Upton. 84, speaking of the Cubs, was a very, very bad year. They hooked up with the Padres. They had the series in hand, and the ground ball got through Leon Durham and that broke the Cubs' hearts. But Black's ball club played great ball tonight. They got a rebound start from Eric Stoltz. Mike Minor didn't have it tonight. 5 runs, 9 hits in his 5 innings. And the San Diego offense pounded out 20 hits.
Yeah, Thayer's been all over the place. He's not the closer, but he's almost pitching like a closer who's in a game that's not a safe situation. A little trouble focusing.
Down the right field line. Will it stay in play? No. Right off the top of the railing, it looked like. Venable gave chase. And now the count's full for Upton. Fly ball left, and that is going to do it. San Diego clobbers the Braves in game 1. The Fire's a happy man. 10-1, the final score. 20 San Diego hits. Tommy Medica with a career night. 5 for 5, 2 two-run homers, 4 RBIs, and he scored 4 runs. The Braves have dropped their first 4 games on this Western excursion. Tonight's final 10-1. We'll recap it for you after this.